Welcome back to X-treme Stories, and today we bring to you another crazy story. Today's story is about the spring break trip. Part 1. Spring break. The best time to get out and enjoy the beach and surf the waves. Well, my spring break experience was a quite unique one and a quite memorable one too. Luckily, my college had spring break in early March before everything all around the US got shut down. Sorry guys. Initially, my plan for spring break was to kick back, get home, and just relax and do whatever, but my plan changed when my friends from my life group convinced me to go with them on a trip to Memphis. I was reluctant at first, but then I eventually gave in and said, what the heck, let's just do this. The opportunity involved fixing up someone's house by replacing their roof and also getting to explore the city of Memphis. I have never been on a roof before, nor have I ever had a chance to explore a city, but I knew it would be pretty awesome. Pretty soon the time rolled around for when I had to go on the trip, and I had packed clothes for 5 days and gotten most of the essentials that I needed. Most. This will come into play later on in the story. On the morning of the trip, I met at a McDonald's on the east part of the city to get picked up by the members from my group. Some people from our group actually came, just from our actual life group. And we had some that came from another life group as well to join us on our trip. Our group consisted of mostly girls and a few boys. That didn't seem to faze me at all, knowing that most of the friends I made at college so far are mostly female. I think there were about 13 to 15 people that came along for the trip. The road for getting from where we were at our location to Memphis was pretty rough. I was in the car with the head of our group. Let's call him Brad. The other drivers we had were Xavier and Jackie. We all took off at different paces, and just an hour or two later, Xavier called Brad saying that he was having issues, that his car was breaking down on the road. Our car eventually caught up to them, and after some thinking, Brad decided to drive Xavier to the mechanic while his wife drove the rest of us for the rest of our trip. Later on, we caught up with Jackie's group, who was farther ahead, and we stopped at a local restaurant in Missouri, and the food there was pretty awesome. The most amazing part about the restaurant was that they actually have a tradition where they actually throw rolls at you for you to catch them. I even remember this unwritten rule that if you were to leave your table to go to the bathroom before your food was served, then your food would come faster. Well, that is exactly what happened when I went to use the bathroom. Okay guys, back from the bathroom. I admit that was awesome because then I got to enjoy the food faster. During our time eating, we got word from Brad and Zach that they had ate at Hardee's in Illinois and were getting ready to get back on the road. Afterwards, our group of people in Jackie's group drove the rest of the way down to Memphis, and we ended up getting there pretty late in the afternoon. The weather down there was pretty humid as well, so I was able to ditch the jacket for a little bit, knowing that it felt like summer. But it was only March. Both our groups settled at a location, which was an organization that was basically like a motel, but different because the first floor looked like an area where you can just hang out and stuff. Probably like a club. After a while, Brad's group finally arrived, that during the middle of our church evening service at the place. That evening, we settled into our rooms. The boys and girls had a room to themselves. My group settled in the area of bunk beds that looked alright. Right when I started to unpack, I noticed that everyone had brought pillows, blankets, and coverings for their blanket as well. Right then, it hit me. I didn't bring any of those essentials. This isn't the first time I forgot to bring important essentials to a trip. Last year, on the way to my first fall retreat, I realized that I had forgotten to bring soap and an actual blanket. So that trip was something to remember as well. But this time, it was different. This time around, I knew that I was screwed. I didn't know how to tell anyone at the time, so I just shrugged it off thinking, yeah, how about to find an extra blanket or something around here to cover myself with. Unfortunately though, I wasn't lucky, so I had to resort to stacking my t-shirts on the bed as actual bed covering and use the jacket as a blanket. That was one of the worst nights of my life because it took me forever to fall asleep that night. I would even wake up at some times during the night and realize that I'm either freezing or need to cover myself with a jacket again. Once I woke up that morning, was woken up because our organization leaders said that we had to be up by 8 a.m. I wasn't in the best ability to function for the day. Brad then noticed my situation and said that we were going to stop at the store to pick up some pillows, blankets, and some coverings for the actual bed later that day after working on the roof. I was so relieved, not just because I knew I was finally going to get a good night's sleep, but I actually had people that cared about me as well. And if I had just said something earlier, then I wouldn't have had to go through that situation firsthand. Lesson of the day: don't forget to bring your sleep accommodations to a place where you're spending time at, or else you're gonna suffer. And that's it for this awesome and amazing video. Thank you guys for joining the video about the spring break fiasco I just had. This is only a part 1, and we have a part 2 coming up later on. Not next week or anytime soon, but I would say like probably by the summer break, hopefully, if I can get the part 2 out. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell, and don't forget to follow my social media links as well. And I'll see you guys in our awesome and amazing, crazy video next time.